Thanks for staying on the program. Now, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission is blaming the current energy crisis on the decision to suspend tariff increases in 2013.
We always forget what happened in 2013. In 2013, we increased tariff to a level of 87.9%, and we said that this tariff is going to make sure that there's some form of improvement in the system. Then we also said that if this tariff is touched in any way, there's going to be load shedding. But there was agitations, and by some intervention, the tariff was touched. We don't have to go into detail. This is what we are seeing now. Whatever tariff we did in 2013 isn't what we are paying now. Subsequently, everything that we have done with the automatic adjustment formula, we didn't talk about improvement because we're already in the challenge that we predicted that we are going to get load shedding. It was to just maintain the value of the existing tariff because of exchange rate issues, and also to even maintain the level of load shedding that we were having. Because we predicted in 2013 that if that tariff was tight, but there was agitations all over, that everybody said that that tariff should be reduced, and it was. So instead of the 87.9, it came to 50 point something, 57 point something percent, and we said that this is going to bring massive load shedding, and that is what we are.
But the Africa Center for Energy Policy disagrees. John Peter Amewu, who is Director of Research and Policy at the center. He thinks Madam Janto's comment at this time could be applied to increase tariffs. So he's joined me over the telephone. Johnny, welcome to the program.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
Very well. Now, why do you disagree with the PURC?
Well, of course, it's very interesting to have heard them coming out with such an assertion. We, as a country, have been told the reasons why we are here today at a power crisis, and I don't think the indications from the PRC that the reduction, in the tariff, it's an index to our position as a capacity short regime. I disagree with that. Even as of today, you agree that petroleum prices, in terms of the crude oil, has reduced tremendously, from as high as 112 somewhere last year to a little less than $50 per barrel as of today. And so what that means is that if the petroleum products, of course, were also built into the thinking of arriving at the tariff. So don't forget, Ghana, our electricity is derived mostly from hydro and combined cycle turbines. That depends on the feed that we call the light crude oil or the gas. So if the prices of those products are, of course, coming down, what we should be expecting now is even a further reduction in the tariff prices at the benefit. I don't think that, the previous reductions as being estimated would be the cause of the doom. So not at all. We even need a further reduction, considering the fact that petroleum prices are coming down. There have been a lot of reasons why we have the current energy prices, in the country. The shortfall in the water dam was attributed. Government is own inability to manage the system properly in terms of allowing some of the plants to be overused, and also inability of government to procure like crude oil to fire some of the generation plants. Were some of the reasons that we know. And so, for me, it comes as a surprise that the tariff will be a factor of our doing. So I don't know how that works into arriving at a current position.
Indeed, you also believe that this could be a ploy to increase tariffs soon. How so?
Definitely, of course. If somebody has started complaining already of the price regime in terms of the tariff, the indication is that we should await something coming up shortly. And I have envisaged that is definitely going to happen. The tariff we're paying now is a realistic tariff, considering the fact that petroleum product prices have dropped, tremendously in the international market. Our tariff regime is very realistic. But if somebody would have to come out with such an assertion, an argument being put forward by the PRC, then it gives you the thinking that these guys up to review of the tariff upwards, which I think definitely they might be thinking of.
I'm grateful for your time, Mr. Mewu. John Peter Mewu is Director of Policy and Research at the Africa Center for Energy Policy.